12 minutes after 9 o'clock, it is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. If you know anything about Justley Sharp, you know that she's always smiling. And she's here in the studio with us this morning, and we're smiling along with her because she is a state champion. Our conversation with Homer Center High School student athlete Justley Sharp, brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So the last time I saw you, Justley, I think it was at the Central Cambria High School at the very sad ending of a basketball season that we never wanted to see come to an end, but it did. All things do. And so what do? You follow that up by saying, okay, here comes track and field, and let's go win gold. And you did that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My goodness. For folks who don't know, you won the gold medal in the discus at the state track and field championship.
Yes.
And you won the silver medal in the shot put.
Yes. I was beat by Emma Callahan, who goes to Shenango. She tied the record. So I was very proud where I ended up in that.
Yeah.
Besides winning, I wasn't really expecting to, but it's always good to finish behind someone as strong as a competitor as Emma.
Yeah, well, you win the gold in the discus, and I think a lot of people had you pegged as someone who could potentially win gold there.
Right.
Did people say, watch out in shot put, Sharp is pretty good there too?
I think that where everything ended up, the positions were pretty set for first and second. Mm-hmm. Emma was throwing around 50 foot, and I was around 43, and then we were the only two over 40 foot.
Oh, okay.
So everything was pretty much set in the positions that I knew that I wasn't going to get up to where Emma was. She's just at a different level of competition.
Unless she fouled.
Which I almost did in discus, so.
Did you really?
Yeah, I fouled my first two.
Oh, your first two?
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking.
It's like razor's edge.
Yeah.
Man. And then to still win the gold, that's amazing. Tell me about throwing the discus. Is it as difficult as it looks?
There's a lot of technique that goes into it. I got to watch some of my friends learn how to do it this year, and learning how to turn and throw a discus makes you look like a baby deer trying to walk for the first time. It really does. It's comical to watch people try and learn it.
Oh, yeah.
But once you do it for so long, it looks natural.
Did it take you back then in your mind to when you first learned?
It did. It's been so long since I've learned it. I honestly, I started throwing around 11, 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
Maybe even earlier than that. I think, yeah, somewhere around there.
So elementary.
Yes, yeah. I started throwing it, competitions throughout the summer that have categories for younger kids. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started, but I learned to spin around then, so it's been a while since I've learned.
So most 5th or 6th graders at Homer Center Elementary aren't walking around and seeing a discus laying there and saying, I think I'll pick that up.
Most of them are not. But
how did you get involved?
My father threw in high school and some in college.
Uh-huh.
So he kind of brought it to me and my brother's attention at an early age, and it went from there.
Yeah. And did you pick it up right away?
It's not really something that anyone picks up right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people have more probably natural talent than others. But yeah, I don't think it's a natural movement to anyone really.
Mishaps, broken windows, dented cars?
There was a dented car, but it was my brother. It wasn't me. So, he might be listening right now.
Was it because he threw it too far?
He threw a bowling pin, actually. It was like, we were practicing with bowling pins.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if he let go of it early or let go of it. I don't know, but it went into our garage and it broke my dad's truck's window. Or not window, his rearview mirror. Or one of his side mirrors. I don't remember the story, but yeah. I knew something was broken.
Dad was not happy.
No, I don't think so.
So you pick this up. You pick up shot put as well.
Yes. Yeah.
That was laying around the house too?
It was somewhere, yeah. And they still are. They're everywhere.
And while the motions might look somewhat similar, it's two entirely different things.
Right. So the circles are smaller. The shot put circle is about a foot smaller than the discus circle. So it doesn't sound like much, but there's a lot of different steps that go into formatting one to the other.
Mm-hmm. So how many years have you been able to go to Shippensburg?
I have been able to go to Shippensburg for 2 years now, competing. I've been, my freshman year was COVID year, so there was no track that year. And then my sophomore year, I placed 4th in both. And then my junior year, I won discus, placed 2nd in shot. Before that, I had gone to Shippensburg to watch for probably 3-4 years, maybe.
And couldn't wait.
And couldn't wait. True. Yeah. I watched my brother compete his sophomore year. And then, after that was COVID. And then I finally got to compete.
So when you get there, and you're coming against competition that you've gone against before. You mentioned you were at the Penn Relays, right?
Right, yes.
And some of these other girls were there too.
Some of those girls were, yes.
Yeah. So you get to know them and you form your own little community. And I bet
do.
you that's a pretty special thing.
It is. It's strange among throwers that your biggest competition can also be a really good friend. And it's just strange dynamic because you wouldn't see that in basketball. You know, if you're competing against a girl, it's rough and tumble. You know, you're not really buddy with them.
Well, yeah, but there's that AAU dynamic.
There is sometimes. Yeah, there is that. But it's really the only sport. Or throwing is really the only sport that I can think of that you can be really good buddies with the person that you're competing against and are a really tough competitor.
Yeah, and while you are competing, you're also rooting, aren't you?
Right, yeah. I don't know how many competitions I was at or meets I was at that I threw and then said, oh, come on, let's go, whoever, you know.
Yeah,
But you always want to see someone succeed.
Yeah. So you're a member of the basketball team.
I am.
We know that.
Yes.
And we love to watch you play basketball. We love to watch that entire group play basketball. Of course, I've told you before, that Homer Center girls basketball team, they're right here for me. And I just love them all. But you also are a member of some academic teams.
I
at
am.
Homer Center.
I was part of the hometown high Q team. I was on the Quiz Bowl team, and I was also part of the impromptu speech team.
Hometown High Q, you finished where?
We placed overall third.
So did that place you in the championship Saturday? Or
That did,
was
yeah.
it a
We
three-team competition?
Yes, yeah, it's a 3-team competition. So we were in the finals.
Yeah. Well, congratulations
Thank
on that
you.
too. And Quiz Bowl as well, you said.
Yes, we did. I can't remember where we placed overall in Quiz Bowl, but we did very well. We had a couple of really sharp kids on there.
How many times have you had a chance to just be a kid, to be a high school girl?
I think that's my high school experience. That's my, that's
what
being
you
a
do.
kid. Yeah, it's just doing everything.
It's who you are. It's what you
right.
do.
I don't know what I would do if I wasn't busy.
Yeah, well, that's great. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure that now you're here in the summer between your junior and senior years, and senior year is it flies by.
I'm excited for it though. I'm
Yeah.
excited to get to do all the senior things.
And you've got all kinds of plans.
Yes, to say the least.
When we think about what you do with the throwing sports and the potential that they have to help you with your college schooling and what your plans might be, I'm sure there are schools that are after you now, right?
Yeah, I've seen some interest from different schools. Don't have any decisions quite yet, or I haven't seen a lot of the schools that I've heard from. So this summer we're going to go and see what we can see. And
Division I, Division II?
A mix of both. Yeah.
Yeah. But academically, since you are a member of a couple of the academic teams, I'm sure that those are going to weigh into your decision as to where you go as well.
It is, yeah. Academics is definitely a big thing. I don't want to major in throwing, as some people say. I want to come out of school with something to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Well, that's the really important thing.
Right.
About it. Yeah. So this might lead you into something that is really.
I often say that throwing is my ticket to see the world. So if that ticket leads me somewhere that I might not be able to get into otherwise, then that's all the better.
You have, of course, at Homer Center, quite the athletic tradition in track and field. I mean, there have been some amazing athletes come out of Homer Center.
Right. Yeah, we were just talking about Angel and how I was the first girl in Indiana County since Angel to win a meet. And that's just so special to be compared to her because she is just such an amazing athlete. And she's still running, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I think back, was it Noah Christian so many, many years ago in javelin for Homer Center too? He was
think so.
fantastic as well.
I don't really remember that much about him, but I do know, I think he has the record at Homer still.
Yeah.
Seen that a couple times walking by,
That talks about the program. I mean,
Right.
the athletic program itself is so strong, and track and field especially. So I'm sure there have been coaches down through the years, probably dads right there at the top of the list, people who have helped you to get to this point.
Right. My dad coaches me primarily, but there have been all kinds of people that have helped out along the way. namely that comes to mind are my trainer, Jesse Weber for Forged in Homer City. He's just tremendously. I wouldn't be the athlete that I was if I didn't have that putting me over the edge. You know, I think a lot of kids have the athletic ability to be good, but that lifting and the strength training and agility training and whatever, it just puts you over the edge. And it just, yeah.
And there's a lot about the ladies sitting out there in the lobby as well. You know,
My mom.
moms and dads, they make a lot of sacrifices
Yes.
for their children to do the things that are their dreams.
Yeah. Districts, I mean, was 2 days before my mom's birthday. So, and my dad's is in the spring too. It was just a couple days after state. So, you know, I'm sure they'd love to be doing really awesome things for their birthday, but they sacrifice those to have a great track season and to go to Philadelphia for the Penn Relays and to go to Philadelphia for a national meet and to do things like that.
Yeah, but you know what? You ask them, they'll say they're doing exactly what they want to do.
They are, yeah. That's what they would say.
We look so forward to your senior year and the senior year for all of the student athletes all across Indiana County, but at Homer Center too. And we're so grateful that you're able to take some time out of your day, which I know is busy anyway, even though it's summertime, to come and visit with us today. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. I was really excited to come.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
We'll get the other girls back in too.
All right, yeah. They want to come.
You're one
sure.
up on them, you know.
I know. I have an extra appearance.
She is Justley Sharp joining us here this morning. We're so glad of it. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Just about 24 minutes after 9 o'clock. AccuWeather tells us today, cloudy, a chance